So we built a little bit of a buffer in case we went over time here. I'm going to be joined by Lisa, who's been with us about 16 months now, 15 months, something like that, and our Senior Director of Marketing. We're just going to tag team up here. And we started this community update when we were doing virtual only, and we kind of carried it on in a slightly different format. So it's going to be a little bit of a rapid fire update on a number of different topics. And it starts off with giving you an update on what the membership community looks like and the certification community. So I'm not going to read, I'm going to just give you a listing of, or a list of some of the new members. We do this since the last quarter, but I think you can see that there's some really interesting companies joining. I'm not going to give a description of each one. I will tell you why they joined. So Bestel, we're doing a lot in LATAM, by the way. Michael, our BizDev exec, is focusing in that as one of the regions. But Bestel is based in Mexico, and they've joined really, they're actually in production with AT&T. I think we're allowed to say that. But they joined, that was very much LSO driven, and then standardized their services thereafter. Kachenko is joining to participate in MEF's DLT work, so more forward-looking stuff. One of the companies I've been engaged with directly more recently, really cool, Gold Connect, and their platform is called LATAM Connect. So it's an automation platform. We're starting to see more and more of that within Latin America, where they are essentially a mid-mile type provider that can provide connectivity between buyers and sellers of services. And they've got a very sophisticated automation platform. And rather than pushing out standardized APIs as they onboard, service providers, cloud providers, they want to use Sonata for their implementation. So very cool company. They're based in the US, but it's a LATAM. There's this company, IBM, I think it stands for something, but we don't want to use that acronym. But it's great to see them back in the fold. I think they were here about 10 years ago when there was the Tivoli guys were here. So, dating myself with my network management expertise. But they've got a wide range of interests, so they're just getting onboarded. Swisscom, another company that left for a while, they're coming back, driven by our LSO work, and this is an example of the kind of traction we've been talking about today, driving some of these companies. I hope I didn't miss anybody. Synchronos, another company was involved with MEF a long, long time ago, and they're coming back. That's LSO driven, so it's great to see them. Telmex, the big fish in Mexico. I tried to recruit these guys probably 5 or 6 times over 4 or 5 years, and I turned it over to Michael, and he got it done in about 6 months. So good work for him. But it's great to see them. They want to. There's been a lot of deregulation in that market, a lot of change to the splitting of the infracos, wholesale, retail, last mile stuff, and they're coming in very much driven by CarrieNet standardization and LSO as well. Tigo, that's another one that was a MEF member for a little while and came back. They're based in Guatemala. We know them well. They actually they have coverage much further beyond Guatemala, and they've always been really proponents of our certification. They were CE 2.0 certified. They want to get 3.0 certified. Also, they're going to push forward with their APIs, from what I understand as well. Vocus out of Australia, also very much automation driven to come back to MEF and engage in the APIs and so on. So a good variety of people from a lot of different parts of the world, and we see that trend happening. Every meeting we announce our certifications. So we have about a dozen new certifications. And again, as I always say on these calls, some of these are companies recertifying, some of them are new certified companies. 3 out of these 12 are companies being certified for the first time. And it takes us up to 78, which, with 3 new ones, that was 75 last quarter. So, and we're seeing and part of it, I think, is automation driven. If you are motivated to automate your services, then there's a certain, logic is if your services are not fully standard and certified, it's a good time to do that. So we're seeing a lot of interest in Carrier Ethernet certification. And of course, we expect this, obviously we want to see the Sd-Wan certification continue to grow, but as we start to introduce a certification later this year for, I'm not sure the exact timing, for internet access, then that can be an impetus for MEF 3.0 certification. A lot of these companies that are MEF 3.0 Carrier Ethernet certified, we expect will move to MEF 3.0 Internet Access Certification once it's available. Stan, many of you know Stan, and we changed his role a little bit over the last year, I guess mainly about 8 months now. He's now changed his title. He's our principal analyst. He's much more focused. He used to be doing PR work and analyst relations, still involved with AR, but he's doing, this shows you the kind of stuff he's doing right now. I'll take your attention to and he built the slide. You can see it's a sort of an analyst-oriented slide with a lot of stuff. It's an ongoing argument I have with him, and he's quite stubborn. I call him Stubborn Stan. I know you're listening, Stan. How are you doing out there? I was online bugging him. He said the plenary looks good online. So, but if you go to the right, one of the things, I commented a few minutes ago, we need to track the adoption of not necessarily everything we do, because it's a lot of work, but if you think about what we've been doing with tracking LSO Sonata adoption, be able to have formal documents. We have an adoption tracker. It was a result of a formal survey. We're building on top of that. But all of you companies that are looking at implementing Sonata, you need some sort of business case most of the time, and having actual data that shows where this industry is at, the trajectory, is very important to that business case. So we think this is value add information for the membership. And we produce it as a member-only document, and sometimes we'll produce a subset of that, right, publicly, like a little brief or something like that. Similarly, we're starting to, on the far left, we're starting to track adoption of Sd-Wan, those Sd-Wan standards, not just the certifications, but doing surveys to find out what your awareness is of our Sd-Wan or our SASE standards. Have you implemented them or not? And it kind of comes back in some ways, Mark, to what you're suggesting. We have mechanisms to look at whether the stuff is being used, right? We also we had all these, I show you all these certification logos. We think we need to do a better job in actually stating what the value of the certification is. What value are the operators and the vendors getting? So Stan recently launched a survey around that, an online survey. So this is the kind of work he's doing. And we're also starting to look at the potential to do some collaborative research reports with the analyst community. We've collaborated with them in different ways over many years. So you will see him increasingly, he wasn't able to be here this week, but you will see him increasingly reaching out to his contacts, to you guys, to participate in one form of survey or another, or a contribution to a report or something. So I would encourage you to please respond and get involved. With that, I'm going to turn it over to Lisa, and she's going to, focus on a lot of our marketing work and some of the other things we're doing.
Thank you, Kevin. All right, so I'm standing between you and a break and the cocktail reception, so I'll be brief. But I did want to mention in a lot of these slides, there are URLs or links in there, and those, I believe, are already available. The opening plenary deck either is available already on the meeting page or will be available, and those links are all in there. So I encourage you to check those out. But today I wanted to talk to you a little bit about some of the campaigns we're doing and content in the terms of resources that are available to you as members, as well as your teams, and then also collaboration. As Nan said earlier, we need all of you to be evangelists and help us so we can help you grow your business. So with that, we'll go through updates quickly. First of all, in case you didn't hear about it today, LSO Sonata has some momentum. And so back in September on 22 September and 21, we launched a campaign with the goal to create more awareness and also adoption, right, of the LSO APIs. And the flagship pieces around that were the tracker that Kevin just mentioned, as well as an abbreviated version that's available to the public, industry analysts, non-members, et cetera, in the terms of a market brief. And thanks to many of you in this audience and others, we created some incredible perspective videos about sort of why LSO APIs. And those videos have had 17,000 views. And maybe the gentleman pictured there, John Nolan, had quite a few views as well. So if you haven't had a chance, check out the campaign landing page, and we'll continue to add content and resources for members. And then I just, again, wanted to, we haven't seen this slide in this meeting, but I did want to call your attention that many of the members, people in this audience, as well as staff, have created, really a myriad of resources available to help you through your LSO Sonata, the adoption lifecycle, from, putting together a business case to the implementation part of it. And so, just wanted to highlight some of those. And then also, I don't remember who mentioned it, but just a moment ago, we talked about the Lso Marketplace. And I know that we launched it earlier this year. We talked about it, presented it on the last, at the last quarterly meeting. But I, again, wanted to remind you, if you haven't, spent some time on that site, it has vast resources available from both the business side and the implementation side. So make sure you're taking advantage of that resource. And another topic you might have heard of today, Sd-Wan and SASE, we officially kicked off our campaign just last week, and we continue to add resources and content to that campaign. But there is a member-only research tracker that Stan has produced, and then we do have a market brief, which is an abbreviated version. And so far, we've, I think, sent one email last week, and we have almost 90 downloads of that. So there's, great interest around this as well, and we'll continue to add perspective videos, etc. And then while we're on the topic of Sd-Wan and SASE, we have a coming soon, a product coming out of the CBC, for lack of a better word. It's the Sd-Wan and SASE North Star, and it is sort of in the works now, getting close to being finalized and published soon. And this is a member-exclusive, comprehensive flagship document that really is for service providers, managed service providers, and it really provides, uses some of the research from the tracker in terms of the service provider challenges, but then it provides just tons of information around the standards, the programs, the roadmaps, and these different areas that we've covered today. And so that will be coming soon. And it is also an evolving document, so there will be a first version and more iterations of that to come. And then the next part, I just wanted to go very quickly and let you all know, the member wiki is sort of the membership portal tool, if you will. And what we've done is just made some updates to make it a little more user-friendly and organized it better so that you can easily go there and find different resources if you're new, getting started, educational resources, etc.
Got it. Okay, and I'll just, so this is one of the areas that has been redone, and it's just really a clean, organized way to go find educational resources. And everything from, you want to find the different committees, groups, learn more about standards and certifications. There's links to MEF work areas, member newsletters, etc. That's a great place to go if you're looking for more in-depth content. And then we also have a new marketing tools area in that area. So another, if you're new to MEF or you have a new certification, there's toolkits available. We can add to them for certification marketing toolkit in terms of ways that you can go and promote your company, certification, your new membership, and there's also logos and other things. And then we also have a new standard presentation. And I believe there's 16 now available. And it's not only just the look feel has been updated, but it really is the content in it is all updated in terms of there's an LSO overview, Sd-Wan, etc. And really wanted to point these out as valuable resources. Consider using them for internal training, with staff, as well as in your sales presentations. All the slides, a few slides, industry events, those are all available to you as members. And then that also, I think Kevin mentioned, or someone mentioned that we brought our PR and media function. Okay. Anyway, Yeah. So, this is to make sure that, through our members and MEF as well, in some articles we collaborate, but we're keeping front and center in terms of not only, sort of in this, service provider telecom space, but also moving into more of an enterprise IT, creating more as well. And then I think it was mentioned earlier, just today, we've had a press release go out announcing the new technology. And then as far as content contribution opportunities, we are in June launching a podcast with our host, Pascal. Let's see him. But it's called Executives at the Edge, and it is, targeted at thought leadership conversations with executive members. And so we actually are doing some recordings here, and we're really excited about having that as an opportunity. So if you're interested, talk to me, and Pascal will get a schedule together. And then again, this is the part about we need you to help us evangelize and also to drive adoption, not only awareness, but we really need, to drive adoption of the great work that takes place within that. And so I just listed out some opportunities, for content. So we have a blog, if you're interested, Q&As, thought leadership, even technical deep dive content. We'd love to work with you on a blog article. Also, we mentioned these perspective videos. If you're interested, we set up, a Zoom call, record. It's a great way to educate membership and broader audience and other ways, to get involved. And then also talking about perspective videos, if you're interested, come and find me at some point during the week. I'll be all week, and we'd love to do just a quick 1-minute video that we can use in emails and social media, talking about, kind of why you're better together with MEF. I'd love to facilitate that if you're open to it. And then I'm going to pause right now, and I won't let you go until you all go to LinkedIn and make sure that you're all following MEF. It's MEF Forum on LinkedIn. Follow us as a company. And then that's a great way to stay updated in terms of events and, where's MEF at an event, industry events, and new, launches. Invite you to follow MEF.
Great stuff, Lisa. Thank you. It's been a really refreshing, accelerated. So we've got about an hour of downtime, networking time. 7:30 or 17:30, 5:30. Downstairs, the same place that the lunch was in. We're going to session, so please join us. There'll be food there as well. So if you're not too hungry, you can probably skip. If you are hungry, then there's really good appetite. And just a reminder that scheduling purposes, we have the rooms and the full dinner is nice setup, right? So, better be recharging that. Buses depart at 6:45, and you'll be back. You won't be back before probably 11:30. So don't schedule any meetings now. Anyway, thanks for everybody. We went a bit over time, and I realize it's getting a little bit late, but thanks to everybody that presented, contributed, the team that helped organize this, and for all of you for coming to Paris. And I think tomorrow will make the main event in addition to the digital service committees. So please attend. I think you're going to find it mutually interesting. So take care, and thank you very much.